The 28th law of power implores us, enter action with boldness, a statement that holds a profound truth about the nature of power and influence. But what does this mean? Boldness is not recklessness or audacity. It's the courage to make decisive decisions, to act when others hesitate, to stand firm when others falter. Let's take an example. Alexander the Great, a historical figure known for his boldness. He wasn't handed a kingdom or an empire. Yet, through his bold and decisive actions, he conquered vast lands and built one of history's most powerful empires. He didn't just dream of greatness, he pursued it with boldness that was both awe-inspiring and terrifying. You might think, I'm not Alexander the Great, I don't command armies or rule empires. But that's not the point. Boldness, like Alexander's, is not a trait exclusive to monarchs and conquerors. It's a skill that can be honed. Boldness is about stepping out of your comfort zone, taking risks, making and standing by them. It's about facing uncertainty and doubt and still choosing to act. In power dynamics, boldness is more than a characteristic. It's a strategy. It commands respect, inspires loyalty, and seizes opportunities. It makes people listen, follow. And so if you're a professional, an entrepreneur, or simply someone looking to leave their mark, remember, boldness is not just about making a big splash, about making a lasting impact. It's about leaving a legacy, just like Alexander did. Boldness. Boldness is not innate, but a skill that can be honed, the key to acquiring power and maintaining it. Now, we delve deeper into the power of boldness. Imagine the possibilities when you replace hesitation with action. Consider the realm of chess. The player who dares to make the first move sets the pace of the game, steering the course of action. Their boldness not only puts their opponent on the defensive, but also forces them to respond under pressure. This is a perfect illustration of how boldness can shift the balance of power. Let's steer away from the chessboard and into the world of business. Think of the bold innovators who dared to defy convention and create groundbreaking products. The Steve Jobs, the Elon Musks, the Coco Chanels of the world. Their audacious visions intimidated competitors and impressed the world, establishing them as leaders in their respective fields. This brings us to the psychological power of boldness. It's not just about the physical act of taking bold steps, it's about the mindset that accompanies it. Boldness is an assertion of confidence, a declaration that you are not afraid to take risks or face the consequences. This can be incredibly intimidating to others. It conveys the message that you are confident in your abilities, that you are not afraid of failure, and that you are willing to push boundaries to achieve your goals. Moreover, bold actions often leave a lasting impression. They are memorable and can command respect. Think back to the bold public figures who've made history. They are remembered not just for their accomplishments, but for the boldness with which they pursued their goals. Their fearlessness in the face of adversity, their refusal to back down, their audacity to challenge the status quo. This is the kind of impact boldness can have. So as we wrap up this segment, let's reflect on this. Boldness is more than just an action. It's a powerful psychological tool that can intimidate, impress, and influence others. It's a statement of your confidence, your courage, and your determination. Boldness is a powerful tool that can help you command respect and influence others. And that, my friends, is the power of boldness. Before we continue, if you're finding this video helpful, please like, share, and subscribe to support our channel. Now, back to our topic. On the contrasting side, let us scrutinize the concept of timidity and the perils it poses. Visualize a tortoise, slow-paced and heavily fortified. It retreats into its shell at the slightest hint of danger, banking on its armor to shield it from the world. However, this very same shell offers a sense of safety, also confines the movement of the tortoise, its development, and its liberty. This as a symbol of timidity, a life limited within a shell, a life filled with missed opportunities. Let's venture into the business world. Picture an entrepreneur who has a potentially revolutionary idea but lacks the courage to undertake the necessary risks. Their hesitations and continual second-guessing result in procrastination. While they're tied up considering the advantages and disadvantages, another individual with a similar idea but more daringness grabs the opportunity and reaps the benefits. In the sphere of business, timidity can result in significant losses. The market waits for no one. Or contemplate the life of an artist, a creator. They have a vision, a narrative to share, but they fear criticism and failure. Hence, they dilute their ideas, making them more palatable, more acceptable to the masses. Their art, loses its sharpness, its uniqueness, becoming just another part of the crowd, ignored and overlooked. In the sphere of creativity, timidity mutes innovation and distinctiveness. Timidity is not just about opportunities gone by, it's about perception as well. In the grand stage of life, people play both the roles, that of performers and spectators. When you hesitate, when you doubt, when you refrain from taking action, people perceive this as a lack of self-assurance, a lack of belief. And often, this perception can translate into a lack of respect, a lack of influence. Timidity is a silent wrecker. It sneaks up on you, whispering apprehensions, creating images of failure, but remember, each time you succumb to timidity, you surrender a fragment of your power, a fragment of your potential. Being timid can hinder your progress. It is the polar opposite of power. So how can we cultivate boldness in our lives? Boldness, my friends, is not a trait you're born with. It's a skill, a muscle that you can train and develop. And like any skill, it starts with the basics. Let's break it down. First, let's talk about self-confidence. The foundation of boldness is belief in oneself. As the saying goes, if you believe you can, you're halfway there. The first step to cultivating boldness is to build your self-confidence. Start with small victories. Set achievable goals and celebrate when you reach them. These victories, however small, will build up your confidence and pave the way for bolder actions. Next, let's consider risk-taking. Boldness and risk-taking go hand in hand. But remember, there's a difference between calculated risks and reckless behavior. Boldness is not about throwing caution to the wind, it's about weighing the potential benefits against the risks and then making a decision. To cultivate this aspect of boldness, start by taking small risks. Gradually, as your confidence grows, you can start taking bigger risks. Lastly, we have decisive action. Boldness is not just about having ideas, it's about putting those ideas into action. A bold person is a doer, not just a dreamer. Practice making decisions quickly and sticking to them. Over time, this will become second nature. Cultivating boldness is not an overnight process. It takes time, practice, and patience. But with each small victory, with each risk taken, with each decisive action, you're building your boldness muscle. You're becoming the person who doesn't just dream about doing things, but the person who actually does them. The road to boldness will have its bumps and twists. There will be setbacks and failures, but remember, each failure is a lesson learned, each setback a stepping stone to greater things. Remember, boldness is a skill, and like any skill, it can be developed and refined. So embrace the journey and start cultivating your boldness today. In conclusion, the 28th law of power, enter action with boldness, is a call to action. It's an invitation to step out of the shadows of indecision and timidness and into the spotlight of certainty and conviction. Let's take a moment to revisit the salient points we've addressed. We delved into the essence of boldness, understanding it as not just a trait, but a tool, a weapon in the arsenal of those who dare to wield power. We saw how boldness, when used judiciously, can open doors, command attention, and earn respect. We also explored the perils of timidity, how it can lead to missed opportunities and how it can paint a picture of weakness and uncertainty. It's a reminder that power is never handed to the meek, but to those who dare to reach out and grab it. Then we discussed how to cultivate boldness. We learned that it's not about reckless abandon, but about calculated risks. It's about stepping out of your comfort zone, but also about knowing when to step back. It's a fine line to walk, but with practice, anyone can master it. But let's be clear, boldness is not a one-size-fits-all solution. It's a tool to be used wisely and with discretion. It's about choosing to act, not out of impulse, but out of conviction. It's about knowing when to be bold and when to hold back. Remember, the 28th law of power isn't just about action. It's about the right kind of action. It's about taking the reins of your own destiny, making your mark, and not just participating in the game of power, but mastering it. Boldness is not just about taking action. It is about taking action with certainty and conviction. So go forth, be bold, and seize your power.